After much campaigning and numerous town hall meetings, Nebraska lawmakers convened in Lincoln for a special legislative session with the task of addressing property tax relief. KNEB.TV News starts right now.
From your trusted source for news in western Nebraska and eastern Wyoming, this is KNEB.TV News. Presented by Platte Valley Companies, premier provider of financial services.
Hello, I'm Ryan Murphy. This is KNEB.TV News, powered by Platte Valley Companies. Thanks for joining me. In our top story, Nebraska Governor Jim Pillen finally issued an official call for a much-discussed and anticipated special session on property tax relief Wednesday afternoon, less than 24 hours before it was slated to begin. Wording in the proclamation required by the Nebraska Constitution provides some additional information on how Pillen intends to reduce property taxes through new and broadened sales taxes and other revenues. Increased revenue will be sought through modification of taxes on cigarettes, vaping products, alcohol, keno, and games of skill, as well as new sales or use taxes on services and items not currently taxed, and elimination of certain sales tax exemptions. The document also points to the establishment of yet another property tax relief plan, which may include modification of state aid to schools or establishing tax credits and reduction of property tax revenue collected for schools, as well as imposing caps limiting city and county government property tax revenues. Well, Gering Senator Brian Hardin says he's not convinced that any results from a special session on property tax relief will have the long-term impact that Governor Pillen is hoping for. Hardin said he had a recent meeting with the governor and told him the scope of the legislation really should be much more comprehensive, otherwise it won't be as effective as Pillen may want.
We need to go more than property taxes. And the reason is because if you try to do the property taxes in isolation from the other kinds of taxes that we do, that 1,000 out of 1,000 property owners in Nebraska can't stand, that is our tax system, then we're going to be right back here in less than a year dealing with these same issues again.
Hardin predicts that even if something passes, lawmakers will revisit the topic again sooner rather than later. He says to truly fix the state's tax system, lawmakers should take the time outside of a regular session to hammer out a complete package using surrounding states as models that could help resolve the issue completely. We'll have more news right after this.
Looking for free instead of fees? Platte Valley Bank can help you keep your finances moving forward with no ATM fees. Whether you're headed to the lake, the mountains, or just to the grocery store, you can enjoy the freedom of free ATM access anywhere, anytime. Platte Valley Bank. You belong here.
Welcome back. A 63-year-old Scottsbluff man will be spending the next 20 years or more in prison after pleading guilty to 3 child sex crimes. Leo Smith was arrested in March on 26 felony charges for having sexual contact with the child. Court records say Smith and the victim had been watching pornography and engaging in sexual contact since August of 2022. Investigators say when interviewed, Smith said everything the victim had described was true. On Tuesday in district court, Smith pled guilty to 3 Class 1B felony charges of first-degree sexual assault on a child more than 12 years of age but less than 16, and in exchange for the plea, the remaining 23 counts were dismissed. He'll learn how long he'll be incarcerated for when he's back in court on September 27th. Well, a former Scottsbluff Postal employee who was indicted in a 5-count federal case has been sentenced. 55-year-old Donald Fox of Bayard embezzled more than $24,000 from the local branch of the National Association of Letter Carriers during his role as secretary and treasurer. The indictment also alleges that he made false statements on the union's annual financial report from 2016 through 2019. This week, senior U.S. District Judge John Gerard sentenced Fox to 4 years of probation and to serve 5 weekends in jail. Fox was also ordered to pay nearly $15,000 in restitution to the union, the remaining balance after paying back $9,700. And a bench warrant has been issued for a woman caught with roughly 40 grams of methamphetamine in Scottsbluff earlier this year. 20-year-old Kaya Cordell and 18-year-old Melissa Brungard are both charged with possession of meth 28 to 139 grams and no drug tax stamp. Court records say that after their vehicle was parked improperly on East 12th Street in Scottsbluff, police officers ordered a canine search due to their previous run-ins with the law. During the search, more than 40 grams of suspected meth, 7 fentanyl pills, and more than $300 cash was discovered and seized. Cordell failed to appear to her pretrial hearing on Tuesday, and Judge Leo Dobrovony ordered a warrant for her arrest. Melissa Brungard is scheduled to be back in court next month to answer to the same charges.
I imagined retirement in a place where we could enjoy our golden years, where adventure and friendship are the only items on the schedule. The Garden Homes at Northfield gives us the luxury we planned for and peace of mind when it comes to convenience, safety, and comfort. We never have to stop and think about the day-to-day upkeep. We love to explore abroad, but most importantly in our backyard. So much to do, so much to see. Here at Northfield, we get the protection of life care, incredible tax benefits, and secured rates for aging services. It's peaceful, knowing that if our needs change, we'll be taken care of. And most importantly, that our kids will never have to make any tough decisions. There never seemed to be enough time to do all the things we wanted. Now we get to focus our energy on enjoying what this community has to offer. At the Garden Homes, life is ours again. A place we had dreamed about. A chance to focus on us.
This is KNEB.TV weather from the KNEB Storm Center, your trusted source for weather.
Clear skies throughout the rest of the evening hours. Still temperatures that are hot will slide down maybe to 70 or slightly below as we get towards sunrise tomorrow, but it is going to be a very mild evening. And we do have heat advisories that have been put out for portions of the region. As you could see, heat advisories for eastern portions of Wyoming into the northwestern portions of the Panhandle. Those run through tomorrow, although the hottest weather likely beyond us. And as we look at red flag warnings that go through this evening as well, as very high fire danger continues out there. As we've had some breezes around today. That's the only thing that's helped. 98 yesterday after a morning low of 59. We flirted with records today across the region. Nothing in the rain gauge yesterday. 89 hundredths for the month. We're at about 2 1/4 inches short for the year. And as you can see, we had hot temperatures yesterday. We're going to stay near to above normal through the rest of the month, to be honest with you. And slightly cooler temperatures the next couple of days, only to rebound next week. And rain chances, we need to get some the next couple of days as they're a little higher as we go Friday into Friday night, but not great. And then they drop off considerably for next week. Winds strongest today, otherwise not bad out there, maybe a little gusty around on Sunday. Severe weather threat tonight, nothing. Tomorrow, a marginal risk of severe storms off to our north, and then portions of the region in a marginal risk of severe storms on Saturday. We talked about that smoke. These blue colors are good. You can see a little bit of smoke here this evening. Then really things start to push out of here tomorrow. We should notice drastic improvements as any of that near surface smoke should move off to the east of us, and things should get better. As we look at temperatures right now, 104 in Chadron, 102 Torrington, Scottsbluff, 103 in Guernsey. Very hot out there. We've had some southerly breezes. Those are warm breezes, but it's helping a little bit, and they're gusting at times up to 25 to 30 miles an hour. Out the door tomorrow, not going to be as hot by afternoon. We'll start pretty mild in the morning. We'll be in the mid-70s by 8 o'clock, into the 90s by afternoon. And again, the next couple of days is going to be a brief reprieve. Futurecast tonight shows just a few clouds. You can see that moisture off to our west. It stays in the high country today. Tomorrow, it starts to move out onto the plains. We see a little bit of thunderstorm activity make it out our way. And then Saturday, we start the day with sunshine, and we try to do it again late Saturday afternoon and evening. We push a few more storms across the region. They're out of here, and we go into Sunday kind of in repeat mode. Less storms on Sunday. 60s for lows tonight. A few areas not getting below 70 tomorrow. Mid-90s instead of the low 100s, but they're coming back if you liked those 100s. As far as precip goes, pretty light out there, pretty scant. A few areas picking up some decent moisture. And if you get under some of the heavier storms, they're going to be capable of producing some decent rains. 67 tonight with clear skies, nothing doing tomorrow. More clouds than sun. Storms likely by evening. And then as we look at our extended forecast, an isolated storm continues Saturday. We dry out and start to warm back up Sunday in the mid and upper 90s. And then we're 100 or better Monday through Thursday of next week.
Santa in the pool? Oh my! Renewal by Anderson's incredible Christmas in July 2024 event is so great that even Santa is shocked. 20% off, no money down, no interest, no payments for 18 months. No payments until 2026. Windows, patio, and entry doors from Renewal by Anderson. And Renewal's Acclaim and Ensemble lines are the best of the best. Imagine no payments until 26. Please visit rbawyoming.com now. It's Christmas in July at Renewal by Anderson. It's so good even Santa is shocked.
Now the latest from the Scottsbluff Body and Paint Sports Desk. Scottsbluff Body and Paint. You're driving home our reputation.
We'll get to Husker football and Matt Rule at Media Days here shortly, but let's start with some local baseball. Gehring Platte Valley Companies is hosting the B7 area tournament this weekend and into early next week over at Oregon Trail Park. Gehring at 26-6. They're the top seed. We'll have that tourney opener tomorrow night against Sydney, and all their postseason games with Jeff Kelly on KMOR 93.3 and the stream online. Action will start tomorrow at 1 o'clock with Chadron against Alliance, and then at 4 p.m. Auburn out west to take on Ogallala. Gehring with a win, they'll play Saturday again at 7 o'clock. A loss, they'd play Saturday early in the afternoon. The Western Nebraska Pioneers ended their season last night with a 14-4 road loss at the Colorado Rough Riders. The Pios end the year at 29-18. Some season highlights included a 13-game winning streak. They won 13 of their final 18, and in the process, they won the 250th game all-time in franchise history. Want to thank Pioneers broadcaster Jeffrey Nelson for his work all summer long on KNEB. Now let's get to the gridiron. Everyone's starting to look ahead to the fall season now for the Huskers. Big Ten Media Days this week, and Nebraska and head coach Matt Rule were featured yesterday in Indianapolis.
We think we have a really good team, and we think that we're a team that people are going to have to deal with this year. And I've liked the way that they've worked. We finished the semester with a 3.241 cum GPA, the highest in school history. The guys are getting it done in the weight room. They're getting it done in the classroom. Now we've got to get it done on Saturdays.
When it was turned over to the media for questions, the offense came up in a hurry. Rule sort of deferred on the Dylan Raiola topic, but had plenty to say about where the improvements should come from.
We have a lot of skill. One of the things that happened to us last year is, a bunch of our receivers we were counting on early got hurt. 2 of our tailbacks got hurt. A couple of linemen got hurt. And in the midst of that adversity, I'm always looking for, hey, how do we get better? And we put the Jalen Lloyds in, the Malachi Colemans, young players. And by the end of the year, Jalen and Malachi were good players. So now we enter year 2, and those guys are a year older. Instead of redshirting, they now know what to expect. We have depth at receiver. We have depth in the running back room. We went out and recruited some really good players. We brought some guys in the portal like Isaiah Nayor and Jamal Banks. So we have a deep receiver room, and we have a deep running back room. We have a veteran offensive line, and we have 3 quarterbacks that we know can play. And so I expect us to be great on defense, and I expect us to make a real jump on offense.
Of course, it's a new era for the Big Ten with the additions of Oregon, Washington, USC, and UCLA. Nebraska picked to finish 8th in the Big Ten preseason media poll. At the top of that poll, Ohio State and Oregon look like two of the best teams in the country. That is the latest today from the Scottsbluff Body and Paint Sports Desk. I'm Chris Cottrell.
Let's take a look at your community calendar, brought to you by Riverstone Bank. The community calendar is brought to you by Riverstone Bank. We're local and we love our community.
Pet waste and water don't mix. Animal waste decomposes in water, releasing nutrients, which deplete the oxygen fish and other life need to survive and encourage harmful algae growth. Animal waste also has disease-carrying bacteria, making contaminated water unusable. It's easy to prevent pet waste pollution. Simply pick up your pet's waste and dispose of it in a trash can, and avoid letting your pets defecate within 200 feet of our community's waterways. Tri-City Stormwater reminds you it's our water, our responsibility.
Tired of feeling stuck? Not sure if you are on the right track? Platte Valley Bank can help keep your finances moving forward with checking account options to fit your lifestyle and an online account chooser to make finding the right account easy. Control your financial future with helpful budgeting tools and automatic savings plans. Now is the time to enjoy the ride with Platte Valley Bank. You belong here.
And finally tonight, Gering Public School students and their parents will get a bit of a break on meals and various fees in the coming school year. The Gering School Board this week approved a modest 10-cent increase in the price of breakfast and lunch in both elementary and secondary schools. That same increase also holds for adult meals, and the price of milk will be the same as it was for the previous year. The board also approved a student fee schedule that's exactly the same as 2023-2024 school year for non-athletic club and extracurricular participation, activity tickets, technology use, and college classes. Well, that does it for us this time. Thank you so much for tuning in. Stay safe out there. We'll see you here next time.